Okay, all right, there we go. All right, my background is in documentary films, and I started out making science and technology films, so we thought a lot about the future then, and I became very cautious about the idea of the future for a couple of reasons. One is it's always further away than you imagine, and two, it's very disappointing because by the time you get there, it's the present. But there are a few things, however, that persevere, and so I think what I'd like to look at in this little session is the structure of innovation and how we can influence it, because those are the things that continue through time. This is up there because it's an example of product and process, which I think is the key sort of differentiated element within innovation. I mean, blue suede shoes had probably started rock and roll by mixing together rockabilly and rhythm and blues and country and pop and so on. Carl Perkins read on the back of a brown paper bag when he woke up in the middle of the night. Now that's the product, hugely successful, launched different careers, but it also created a process which has benefited musicians ever since. This slide is really to do with another thought on innovation, which is the phases of innovation that we will encounter, because we always have in the past. On the right, we have Karl Popper, famous for falsifiability and black swans and so on. And with him, his critic and friend, actually Thomas Kuhn, who wrote Structure of Scientific Revolution and who was famous for paradigm shifts. Now, what these two described is a period of normal science, which, if you know lean, would be a period of iteration, and on the one hand, and revolutionary science, which is more like a pivot in lean terms. This is where lean came from. I mean, no one behind lean will ever admit it, but this is really where it came from. It came from the scientific method developed by philosophers like these. Where are we? There we are, yeah. The third thought is about, as we proceed into the future, where it comes from. Where does the future come from? Well, it comes from the past, of course. And the key thing is that we are standing on the shoulders of giants. As McLuhan said in Understanding Media, interestingly called The Extensions of Man. This title's often forgotten. Every medium contains other mediums. So film, you could count down the mediums that it contains. Arthur, whose work on nature of technology is very interesting because he has an idea of the evolution of technology, and his view is that every technology contains other technologies. Now, I've thrown up these three ideas just as something to think about and talk about afterwards, because I hate silences. But the other thing is that it shows that innovation is a rational process. And as a rational process, we can influence it, we can analyze it, and we can do something to encourage it. I think the key thing is to do with the innovation that we create around innovation, the environment we create around innovation, and how we approach it rationally and in a step-by-step sort of manner. Thank you.